Welcome back to the Super Digestible Kitchen, and tonight we are making tacos. But not just any tacos, they are gonna be supercharged tacos. Supercharged is gonna be a new recipe series that I'm doing where I'm taking basically your favorites, your go-to recipes, and I'm just bumping up the nutritional bang for your buck. Tonight we're starting with a go-to of mine. We have this meal every week, a taco filling that is packed with way more nutrients than a traditional taco filling. Let's take a look at what we're cooking with tonight. Vegetables is the name of the game. A cup of mushrooms, 1 large onion, or in this case 2 small ones, sliced, 1 pound of ground protein. For me tonight, I've chosen ground turkey. You can choose beef, you can choose bison, you can even choose a plant-based option if that's what you'd like to use. A cup of my sneaky little friend, frozen cauliflower rice, 1 can of black beans already drained and ready to go. We've got a can of just plain tomato sauce here, our packet of taco seasoning mix, and the good old salt and pepper. Let's see how I get this thing started. Medium saucepan over here, heat it up on like medium-high heat. And then once it's nice and warm, we're gonna throw in 2 tablespoons of an oil. I never really measure, I just kind of throw it in there. Sure. I'm gonna let this heat up, and once it starts getting really liquidy, then you know it's time to add our veggies. So now that my oil is heated up and you can see that it is starting to get a little liquidy, we are ready to add our mushrooms and our onions. Now the reason I'm starting with onions and mushrooms, 1, onions are very aromatic, so they add a lot of flavor. 2, both onions and mushrooms are great to support our good gut bacteria. They're some of those prebiotic foods. Onions are great antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. Mushrooms, you got potassium, a lot of the B vitamins. So we're already starting to supercharge this meal. I'm just gonna saute this until they start getting soft and they start sweating, which means you see some of the water start coming out of them a little bit. In order to help that along, I'm gonna add a little salt. All right, so as you can see, the onions are sweating. They're a lot softer than they were when we started. We're ready to go ahead and add our ground meat. And now I'm gonna wash my hands because raw meat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna break this up a little bit here. I made a little bed with our onions and mushrooms. I like pushed them all to the side and I plopped the meat right in the center, just to make sure that it gets that direct heat. The nutritional value that you're adding will depend on which protein you choose to add. Anything that's an animal source of protein, you're getting complete protein, which means all of the essential amino acids that we need to eat from our food, as well as vitamin B12. When it's like 50% cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my taco seasoning. This bag says to use half of a packet for 1 pound of meat, which is what I have going on here, whereas another brand might say to use the entire packet. You're just gonna have to read and determine based on the brand that you like. Sprinkle it throughout. At the end of this, when you taste it, if you're still not satisfied, you can always add more. I'm just adding it now because I want our meat to really absorb the flavors that we're throwing in here with all the seasoning. You can also throw in things like bell peppers would be a great addition. So our meat is pretty much all browned and cooked up. I'm gonna throw in our sneaky little friend. 1 cup of frozen cauliflower rice. And I literally add it straight from frozen. They don't add a ton of water to the dish and they cook up pretty quick. Cauliflower, again, you're adding fantastic fiber. It's a cousin of broccoli, which we know is a super packed and nutrient-dense vegetable. Vitamin A, you're getting B vitamins, you're getting choline, you're getting a ton of nutritional bang for your buck. Definitely a supercharged ingredient. And my favorite part about the cauliflower rice is it's basically the same texture as the ground meat, so you literally can't even taste it, and you're adding an additional vegetable. Time to add tomato sauce. The whole can. So again, tomatoes. Another nutrient powerhouse, full of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory compounds, vitamins like vitamin C going on in here, definitely adding to the nutritional value. And look at that color. And we know with color in vegetables comes nutrients. The last thing we're gonna add are our black beans. Now I add these last because they're already cooked, so they're pretty fragile. I don't wanna do a lot of like rough mixing and stirring. I don't want them to fall apart. So that's why I fold them in last. Whole can of organic black beans that I have already drained and rinsed. Throw them in there like so. And then we're going to fold, you see? Cut and then fold, gently fold. And black beans supercharge the dish with fiber, protein, good for the gut bugs, great for blood sugar balance. I'm just gonna let this simmer a little bit, and you'll see that the tomato sauce starts to get darker and it gets this like nice deep red color, and then you can season as you like. So I'm gonna add a little pepper now, and then we'll check back in on it as we finish up. I mean, this is looking really good. I'm liking the color. Some of the water's absorbed, so it's getting really thick. All that's left is to do a little taste test and see if we're happy. I think it's good to go. That's it. 20 minutes maybe? Okay, I did a little bit of prep work beforehand, so like 30 total minutes. And you've got yourself a supercharged taco filling. This can be used for traditional tacos, taco salad, put on top of nachos, put it in a burrito, eat it with your omelet. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I've done it tonight over a bed of lettuce, fresh tomato, some carrots, my supercharged taco filling, guac, fresh cilantro, salsa, cucumbers, a little creme fraiche on top for just that hint of freshness. It is time for dinner. So before I go, thanks again for watching. As always, full blog post with cited sources is on my website, superdigestible.com. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, new, unique ways that you eat your supercharged taco filling, drop a comment below or tag me on socials. I want to see it. Thanks again, and I will see you next time for another supercharged recipe. Supercharged.